What's up guys, it's Noah here with the Digi Bros, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a couple of the decks that are coming out next week in the special release version 1.5 booster pack for the Digimon card game. Omnimon Red right now is currently one of the strongest decks. You know, Omnimon Red, Omnimon Blue, and Purple, those are arguably the three best decks of the current English 1.0 format. But Red's only going to be getting stronger moving forward. They're going to be getting another level 5 that's only 2 to evolve, making it getting up into their level 6s a lot faster, a lot cheaper. And talking about level 6s, we did get this new one right here, this ShineGreymon, whose effect when Digivolved, you devolve one of your opponent's Digimon by 2, and then he also has piercing. Really strong, be able to come in, knock your level 6s, your opponent's level 6s down to level 4s, or level 5s down to level 3, stuff like that. It's a really strong card. Once again, he has piercing. And right here, Omnimon Ultra S is going to be like the strongest card, or one of the strongest cards in the upcoming format. The reason why Red's going to be a lot stronger than Blue is because Red has access to this, where Omnimon Ultra S can evolve from both Red and Black. Fortunately, Blue doesn't get access to it, but Omnimon Blue is still going to be a very strong deck. So these are a couple of reasons why Omnimon Red is just going to be very strong moving forward. And moving on to our next Red list, we do have the Ragnaloardmon Red deck. A couple of these decks that we are going to be showcasing do have like Ragnaloardmon here and like Omnimon, where they can evolve from 2 different colors. So the Ragnaloardmon Red, as talking about the red variant, it does have the black variant, as it does have the black level 6 and the red level 6 right here. Ragnaloardmon is going to be a really strong level 7. The red level 6 gives him piercing, the black level 6 gives him blocker, and then he natively has reboot and security attack +1. Ragnaloardmon's really good because whenever you evolve him, you can take either one of these and add it to the top card of his evolution source. And as you see, these are both level 6s that have inheritable, so it's the first time we actually got to see these. So you can also use this in like regular Omnimon Red decks, you know, being able to give Omnimon piercing. Really cool, really strong. So yeah, so Ragnaloardmon's definitely going to be a really good deck to be looking forward to. So moving on, this is going to be a fan favorite right here. We do have the UlforceVeedramon. Ulforce and ShineGreymon, they're very similar decks that rely on having multiple tamers up on the field. UlforceVeedramon, when he's attacking, if one of your tamers is suspended, you can make him active, and the first time he's made active, you gain memory. Both V-Tamer Tai and Rena here both have effects that suspend him, which then can make your UlforceVeedramon active, and if he does have the Air Veedramon under him, he will gain jamming. So Tai right here, if you control a Veedramon on the field, you can tap him to draw a card or give one of your blue Digimon plus 1000 DP. Rena right here, on one played, you search top 3 cards of your deck, add a Digimon with V in its name, and whenever one of your blue Digimon's attacking, you can suspend it to give one of your Digimon plus 1000. So if you're swinging with the Ulforce for 11, you suspend her, give him an additional 1000, he becomes active, gain your memory. The gain memory is only once per turn, so it's a really strong card. If you do have like multiple tamers up on the field, like you got like 3 or 2 of each of them up on the field, you'll be able to swing through a bunch of your opponent's security. Moving on to the next blue deck, we do have one of my personal favorites. We have the ImperialDramon Dragon Mode. So this deck focuses a lot around jamming. It's something we saw, you know, in the version, special release version 1.0. There were a couple cards that had jamming, but this whole deck revolves around it. Both the Dynabeamon and the ImperialDramon have jamming, and along with the ImperialDramon Dragon Mode. ImperialDramon Dragon Mode, when evolved, you make all your Digimon with jamming active, and he also likes that he has jamming. So really cool combo you do. You'll attack with the ImperialDramon for jamming, evolve the ImperialDramon on top of it because he does have jamming, he will make himself active. Then you can swing for jamming again. Then the inheritable of the ImperialDramon says if this Digimon's name contains ImperialDramon, you can make it active. And also, I know you're seeing that steep 5 to evolve cost. It's 5 if you're evolving over a Digimon that's not Dynabeamon or ImperialDramon. If so, he's going to be reduced by 2, making it only 3 to evolve. So it's a really strong deck, really fun. Like I said, we do have the blue-green here, so you can't play this in some green decks. I've seen some green decks who are playing them, and even playing Omnimon, so they can, you know, make Omnimon within their green decks. Moving right along, we have yellow. This is another fan favorite. We're going to have the ShineGreymon deck right here. ShineGreymon, once again, like UlforceVeedramon, does revolve around having multiple tamers up on the field. Because when ShineGreymon is evolved, you rest all of your yellow tamers and you minus 4,000 DP to one of your opponent's Digimon. Or you can choose multiple if you do have multiple tamers up on the field. So if you got 3 of them up on the field, you can rest them all to delete one of your opponent's Digimon that has 12,000 more or less attack. So yeah, if they got a bunch of like small ones on the field, you can snipe them however you like. ShineGreymon here lets you play tamers from your hand with a play cost of 4 or less. You don't get their one play effects, and the Glorious Burst right here is really a strong option card for the ShineGreymon deck. You do minus 12,000 DP to one of your opponent's Digimon, but its pay cost is reduced for the amount of tamers that you have on the field. So if you have 4 of them up on the field, it's only 5 cost. If you got 9 of them up on the field, it's free. So yeah, so this is a really strong yellow deck going to be moving forward. The next yellow deck we're going to be looking at it's more or less similar to like current yellow list, Kentaurosmon, stuff like that. Yellow does get cards like the Kentaurosmon here, who does make them more consistent because they finally do get their 1 to evolve level 4. And cards like the Angelwoman over here, when evolved, you make one of your opponent's Digimons get minus 2 security attack for the turn, similar to Kentaurosmon's effect. And then her inheritable is when attacking, when your security is 3 or less, you can play a level 3 Digimon from your hand. So it just helps speed up the current yellow list, reducing your opponent's DP and stuff. You do get the Kentaurosmon right here. That definitely like helps, current yellow decks. You also play him within the ShineGreymon list as well. Moving right along, we do have green. This and Omnimon Red are probably going to be the 2 best decks in the current format, because green is getting this new mechanic called Digisorption or Download, to where you can suspend one of your Digimon to evolve one for cheaper cost. Like Argamon level 5 here, for example, he has Digisorption or Download minus 3, so you would suspend one of your other Digimon and you can evolve him for 3 less memory, essentially making him free. Conveniently, these 2 cards, we are seeing them on the limited list that is going to be taking place March 1st, so yesterday actually, for Japan, and then April 1st for us over here in the US. So we will have about 2 weeks to play with green at full power before both these cards do get limited. It's this really strong mechanic, and Ceresmon right here also has download minus 3, and it lets you suspend your opponent's Digimon for whenever you would download evolve. So it's really good, really strong cards. Like I said, even though these 2 cards are getting limited, I still expect green to be very strong within the current format. Moving on to the next green deck, we're going to be looking at GranKuagamon. GranKuagamon is a really strong card. He has piercing, and then during your turn he gains 4,000 DP, making him a 15,000 DP piercer. So him in combination with cards like Dimension Scissors. Dimension Scissors says anytime you attack over your opponent's Digimon, make this card active. So him being 15,000, being able to attack over all your opponent's Digimon doing piercing. Have cards like the Stingmon here, when attacking over your opponent's Digimon you gain memory. There's plenty of ones that give them DP boost, like the Gargomon, like the Agumon, the Tanamon, they have plenty of cards. So even if they do have Omnimon on the field sitting at 15, you can easily get him over and being able to swing for tons of damage, hit tons of security. So yeah, so that's one green deck you really don't want to, get caught slipping against. Moving right along, we do have black. Craniamon here is absolutely disgusting. We did mention earlier with the Omnimon Ultra S, he can evolve on top of both red and black decks. So this is another card that's going to help black even stronger alongside Craniamon. Craniamon says all your Digimon with blocker cannot be destroyed by card effects, and he also has blocker. So he has a fantastic purple matchup because it even prevents card effects like retaliation from destroying your opponent's blockers. So yeah, it's really strong. Really good deck. You got cards like Joe here at the start of your turn. If you have a blocker on the field, you gain a memory, and Breath of the Gods right here. It says your blockers get reboot, can't have their DP reduced, they can't be returned to the hand. So yeah, this basically makes, and it does all that until the end of your opponent's next turn. So then you'll have like your Craniamon, and you cannot kill it. You just can't. Like, you can try to attack over it, but with 12,000 DP, he is really big. And then if they do something that might throw it in your board, you do have the Omnimon Ultra S that can come in and clean things up. So this is going to be a very good black deck moving forward. It's definitely a scary one, especially for you purple players. It is very hard to deal with it. Moving on from that, we do have more of a fun blacklist. Ceresmon right here. When evolved, you reveal X number of cards. X equals the number of Digimon your opponent controls. and then you can play a Digimon who's a level 5 or lower amongst them. So if your opponent has like 3 Digimon in the field, you reveal the top 3 cards, and you play Digimon who's a level 5 or lower amongst them. And so we do have a bunch of like other black Digimon that float, like the Edmon here, who is a blocker, and when he's destroyed, you reveal the top 5 cards, and then you play a level 6 Edmon amongst them, bringing out the middle Edmon. And then you have this one right here as well. Whenever it's destroyed, you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, and you play a Chumon amongst them. So it's a bunch of Digimon that float like this. Ceresmon just helps bring them out, and they do also have access to the Omnimon Ultra. Like I said, this one's just more of a fun deck. You know, Ceresmon's a really neat card. You know, you don't really see much stuff like that, and you don't see too much floating in Digimon as well. Moving on, we do have purple. So purple is more or less going to be remaining the same. It's kind of like the second yellow deck I showcased earlier, where purple did get a lot of their better cards within the English release special version 1.0. So they do get a couple more consistency cards, like the Marimon right here, who is their one to evolve level 4, and the Lady Devimon. When evolved, you draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards, helps setting up your trash for effects like your Night Raid or your Mat, you know, being able to get stuff back from the grave, or, you know, just putting cards in your grave in general for your Antmon to evolve into Beelzemon, or for your Lilithmon being able to evolve, add 2 option cards back from your trash. And her inheritable also is whenever you play an option card, you destroy one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. We also gain Mastemon here. Mastemon's cute for now, definitely in the 3rd English set, which is the 4th Japanese set. She becomes a lot better. When evolved, both players discard the top card of their security, and then you can play a level 4 or lower purple or yellow Digimon from your trash. So if you want, you could try this in your yellow decks as well. Like I said, she's really just cute right now. In future sets, whenever we get like Lucemon and Nubusmon, she definitely gets a lot better. So if you are interested in playing some of those decks in the future, you might want to consider getting some Mastemons now. Move on to the next purple deck. Once again, this is kind of like the second black deck I showed you, where it's more cute than anything. We do have the MaloMyotismon deck here. So with MaloMyotismon, his effect is whenever a Digimon in the field is deleted, you gain a memory. So that's during both players' turns. So if you do have cards like Heat Viper being able to destroy one of your Digimon to your opponents, you're going to gain 3 memory from that. And that's not once per turn. If you have multiple of them up on the field, it's really disgusting. Cards like Craniamon, Omnimon, they help 2 your amount of the hand and trash respectively. But he is the 5 cost to evolve. So if you don't have either one of these, it's kind of hard to get up to him. It's a really fun deck. It's a really cool deck. I think current purple is just going to see a lot more success than this purple build. And moving on to the last deck we're going to showcase today. This is going to be another really strong deck within the format. It is going to be Blue-Green Rookie Rush. Davis right here is such an insane card. He's a memory tamer, and when played, you search the top 3 cards of your deck, add a blue and green Digimon amongst them. So he's obviously really good in the blue decks I showcased earlier, along with the green decks being able to add any of your green cards. But in Blue-Green Rookie Rush, you do get really strong cards like the Vmon right here, who has jamming, and then the Auroromon right here, who is a level 3 of 5000 DP. So even your opponent's Volcanic Dramons that a lot of players are teching within their decks are not able to destroy the Auroromon here. This card makes the deck super consistent. They do have the jamming, they do have the big level 3s that are going to dodge the Volcanic Dramon's effect. It's a really strong deck. It's going to be really hard to come back from. So these are a couple decks that we were personally excited, looking forward to within the special release version 1.5 that is coming out in English next week, March 12th. So yeah, if you guys are interested in seeing gameplay for these decks, we're going to have tons of gameplay coming in the following weeks. Once again, I'm Noah with the Digi Bros. Catch you guys later.